The world has seen a never-ending loop of crimes, some of them are still remembered to this day due to their horror. This video is not for the faint-hearted and definitely not for children. If you're under 18, please click off. In 1993, a horrific crime shocked the world when two 10-year-old boys, John Venables and Robert Thompson, were found guilty of murdering 2-year-old James Bulger. The young killers lured and abducted the innocent toddler from a shopping mall while his mother's back was turned. The helpless boy's body was discovered 2 days later on a set of railroad tracks. The extent of the mutilation was so severe that the autopsy could not determine the exact cause of death, leaving a lingering sense of horror and grief in the hearts of those who heard of this tragic event. Despite the passage of time, the case remains etched in the collective memory of the public as a chilling reminder of the darkest corners of human nature. The tragic events of 1983 saw Diane Downs, a mother of 3, shoot her own children before driving them to the hospital for medical attention. Sadly, one of her daughters could not be saved and was pronounced dead upon arrival. Another daughter was left with a stroke, while her son was paralyzed from the waist down. Initially, Diane claimed that a mysterious man had attempted to steal her car and then shot her children. However, the police found evidence to the contrary when they stumbled upon her secret diary, which exposed her obsession with a married man who did not want children. This revelation ultimately led to her arrest and subsequent sentencing to life in prison, with an additional 50-year term. The case serves as a sobering reminder of the destructive power of obsession and the devastating consequences that can result from it. The shocking murder of Nikki Yadav in Delhi in 2022 drew similarities to a previous case, serving as a chilling reminder of the copycat phenomenon. On January 10, the Delhi police received a tip-off regarding the heinous crime, naming Sahil Gehlot as the culprit who had murdered his live-in partner. The informant also divulged that Gehlot had gotten married to another woman on the same day he committed the crime. Upon investigation, the police discovered Yadav's body stuffed inside a refrigerator at a roadside eatery owned by Gehlot on the outskirts of Delhi's Maitreyaan village. Though the accused was not present at the scene, he was later apprehended by the police at the Kher village crossing. At first, Gehlot vehemently denied the accusations, but after thorough questioning, he eventually confessed to the killing. The case highlights the disturbing trend of copycat murders, where one violent act inspires another, and serves as a stark reminder of the importance of awareness and prevention measures. The gruesome tale of Katherine Knight sent shockwaves throughout Australia, as she became the first woman in the country's history to receive a life sentence without the possibility of parole. After an argument with her partner, John Price, Knight fatally stabbed him before proceeding to skin his body. The macabre scene only worsened from there, as she then decapitated him and cooked various parts of his body in a disturbing attempt to feed them to her unsuspecting children. The extent of her depravity was highlighted by the fact that she had set the table for the ghastly meal, complete with place cards to indicate where her children should sit. The horrific incident serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lie within the human psyche, and the need for justice and protection against those who would inflict such unspeakable horrors upon others. Issei Sagawa committed a heinous crime in 1981 when he murdered and cannibalized a woman in his apartment in France. Over a 2-day period, he consumed various parts of her body as he believed that it would allow him to absorb her beauty. He also engaged in sexual activity with the corpse. After attempting to dispose of the remains in a nearby lake, he was arrested and charged with murder. However, he was declared legally insane and was not prosecuted. In Japan, he gained notoriety and became a mini-celebrity. Due to his status as a free man, he is still at large and has yet to face justice for his horrific crimes. Karl Tanzler was a radiology technologist who developed an obsessive attraction to one of his patients, Helen Milagro de Hoyos. Despite her death in 1931, Tanzler's fixation only grew stronger. He even claimed to have received messages from Hoyos' spirit telling him to restore her to life. In 1933, he removed her body from its tomb and brought it back to his home where he kept it in his bed. He used various chemicals and methods to preserve the corpse, including replacing her eyes with glass ones. Tanzler reportedly lived with the corpse for several years, even dressing it up in clothes and applying makeup to it. It wasn't until Hoyos' sister discovered the truth in 1940 that Tanzler was finally caught. The Nirbhaya case is one of the most infamous and heartbreaking rape and murder cases in India's history. On December 16, 2012, Jyoti Singh, a 22-year-old physiotherapy intern, and her male friend were brutally attacked and tortured on a private bus in Delhi. The 6 men, including the driver of the bus, took turns raping and assaulting her. Singh suffered severe injuries and ultimately passed away 2 days later. One of the rapists was a juvenile, Mohammed Afroz, who was given a 3-year sentence in a reform facility. Another accused, Ram Singh, died in police custody, with his family claiming it was a murder. The 4 remaining accused, Pawan Gupta, Vinay Sharma, Akshay Thakur, and Mukesh Singh, were found guilty of rape and murder in 2013 and sentenced to death. After multiple appeals and delays, they were finally executed by hanging on March 20, 2020, 7 years after the horrific incident took place. Tamara Samsonova is a 71-year-old Russian woman who is known as the Granny Ripper due to her serial killings from 2000 to 2015. She is believed to have murdered and cannibalized at least 11 victims. Shockingly, she maintained a detailed diary chronicling her crimes, and in one instance, she admitted to killing her friend over unwashed dishes. She drugged the friend with sleeping pills and dismembered her body while she was still conscious. Samsonova is also suspected of killing her husband, whom she reported missing in 2005. The gruesome Naina Sahani murder case, also known as the Tandoor murder, shook India in 1995. Sushil Sharma, the accused, murdered his wife, Naina Sahni, on the suspicion of having an extramarital affair with a man named Matlub Karim. On the night of July 2, 1995, Sharma shot and killed Naina, then attempted to dispose of her body by chopping it up and burning it in the tandoor of Bagia restaurant, with the help of his friend Keshav Kumar. The duo's efforts to burn the corpse completely failed, and the police eventually discovered the burnt body parts. In November 2003, Sharma was found guilty and awarded the death penalty, but in 2013, the Supreme Court commuted his sentence, citing a lack of evidence of Sharma chopping his wife's body. However, in October of the same year, a 3-judge bench upheld his earlier conviction and reduced the sentence to life imprisonment. In a surprising turn of events, the Delhi High Court ordered the immediate release of Sushil Sharma from prison in 2018, over 2 decades after the heinous crime. The decision came after Sharma had spent several years on death row and later received a commuted sentence of life imprisonment. Despite the earlier conviction, the court cited a lack of conclusive evidence in the case, leading to Sharma's unexpected release. Finally comes Christine and Leah Papin, known as the Papin sisters, were 2 live-in maids in France. In 1933, after working for the Lancelin family for 7 years, they brutally murdered Madame Lancelin and her daughter Genevieve. The mother and daughter were beaten and stabbed so ferociously that their bodies were almost beyond recognition. The Papin sisters gouged out their victims' eyes, which was a particularly heinous aspect of the crime. When the police arrived at the crime scene, they found the sisters in their bedroom, naked and in bed together, with the murder weapon nearby. Life taught us that the world can be a dangerous place. Stay safe and make sure to subscribe to see more from the channel. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.